Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina Zarik. I'm a real estate broker in Washington State, and today I want to share with you what's gonna change in 2024 if you want to buy a home in Washington State. So stay with me. So what actually happened? So you might heard of National Association of Realtors lawsuit in some states, and Washington State wanting to be proactive and in terms of transparency, it improved their transparency forms, agency laws, so that all parties in the real estate transaction know exactly who pays whom and what's going to be their pay. So agency law in Washington State, starting from January 1st, 2024, changed to add that all brokers need to enter into written agreements to either a seller and a buyer, and comprehensively address the term, the compensation, and all other criteria of cooperation. So how this entire process of home buying will look like now in Washington State, I will explain it to you step by step, so follow me. Step number one that I always recommend my clients to start on is getting a pre-approval letter from your lender. It doesn't have to be your lender or your bank, but you have to ask somebody as of what terms they will give it to you and what you can expect of in terms of mortgage rates and let's say top amount of loan amount that will be given to you. That's really important step. Many buyers want to skip the step and go straight to the home search, which I do not recommend, because as of recently, if we write an offer, listing agents wants to have pre-approval letter, or they will just not deem you serious enough to work with you. Next step is really important, and that means choosing your real estate agent. Real estate agents are experts in their own local market, and they know the area very well and trends that are going in that area, so they can help you locate what you really need and give you some really invaluable advices. Those consultations with a real estate broker are not to be skipped. I really highly recommend them. They're always free and beneficial for both of you. So real estate agent will get what you really want to meet your needs, and you will really get into the process of what you will expect either from broker and from the home buying experience. And in those consultations, we usually as brokers want to gather information as of where do you want to search for the homes, how much you want to pay, which number of bedrooms and bathrooms are in play for you, and other criteria that are important to you. Next step, which is giving your broker to you a real estate pamphlet, means only that you will need to learn about the real estate brokerage relationships, or what you can expect from your broker and what are their duties to you. So either you schedule a consultation, they will give the pamphlets to you then, or you go straight to home search. They are required to give it to you at the first meet. Now we are getting into the crucial change in this 2024, and this step now is really mandatory by law. We cannot skip it. So we as the brokers are required to enter into written agreement now with the buyers as well. So we needed to have a listing agreement before to list a home, but now we also need to have a written agreement into representing you as a buyer. And in that written agreement, we just will state name of the broker, area that you're interested in buying, terms that we are going to be in the brokerage relationship, then the compensation, and any other term that you may want to set up with your broker. This step now, as I mentioned before, is mandatory. We cannot file an offer for you without this written agreement, and we can certainly not get paid without the buyer's brokerage agreement. So keep that in mind. It's both beneficial for us as a brokers, as you as a client. Now, touring homes. Many buyers wants to skip right away into touring homes, but that part comes now after we set up all the legal requirements. And now we are going to set up automatic listing for you, so that any new listing pops up on the market that matches your criteria, we will automatically send it to you in your email. So, and now we can communicate which houses you want to tour, if you want to tour it with us agent, or if you want to go to the house, doesn't matter. But it just, this part means that you're getting physically familiar with the houses you want to potentially purchase. Now, after touring the home, you find some home you really like and you want to make an offer. That's the next step, making an offer. So keep in mind, we cannot make an offer or at least legally file it without the buyer's brokerage agreement. And all other contracts and their addenda goes together in offer. So offer is not just like, hey guy, I'm gonna purchase your property for the asking price. No, it's a contract, and it's a unilateral contract, meaning that it's not valid if seller or other party do not sign it. Our offer expires after 24 hours usually, if not stating otherwise. So after 24 hours, if seller is not accepting it, it's becoming void. And now that a seller might accept your offer, then you go into mutual acceptance, that we call it, which means that the contract with all its addenda becomes legally binding. And if you want to potentially exit from the contract, you need to have valid reason, or you will be in the breach. We will talk about that later. Anyways, contract now has its all timelines that we need to watch for, and we need to make sure that all the contract addendas or conditions are met. Now, next two steps are actually connected. Listing broker, now that received the full offer signed or mutual acceptance, it opened the escrow with the escrow company, and then buyer is due in 2 days to open the escrow and deposit the earnest money deposit. What is earnest money deposit? I have many videos for it, but shortly, it's just a good faith deposit that shows your seriousness to the seller, and it goes at the end of the transaction towards your down payment. The next step is connected with applying for loans. So cash offers can skip this step, but if you are applying for a loan, this should happen within the first week of entering into mutual acceptance, or if otherwise stated in the contract longer, then longer, but usually is 7 days default. Next step, inspection. If you put inspection in the contract that you want to inspect the property, and now you have 10 days after mutual acceptance to perform the inspection and see if the property meets your criteria or not. Final walkthrough is your legal right, and you have, let's say, a few days before closing to inspect the property and make sure that the property is in the condition that is supposed to be, or you will not close if it's not. And final step, closing, which means all the parties wire then transfer and money is distributed to all the parties who owns whom, and the transaction is being closed and recorded in county, and of course the keys are exchanged at the end of the day and you're homeowner. Congratulations! So if any of the steps I went through are not clear, or you will have some more questions about them, or I skipped some and you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm always here to help you with your real estate questions. If not, then I'll see you in the next video for the next real estate news.